Okay.
All right, we're ready?
All
All righty. All right, Teresa, we'll start with the roll call.
right. Okay, Miles.
Here.
Anderson.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Espinoza. Here. Wheelie.
Here.
And Randall and Kudo are absent with notice.
Look for a motion to approve the next agenda.
I'll make a motion. Oh, I'll second
ahead.
it. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes of the February 10th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second. I got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the February 10th, 2026 meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment, is there any public comment for any non-agenda items? That's not that, 1,000 on there. Alrighty. I don't see any hearings, petitions, or applications. Okay, so we will roll into new business, review, approve preliminary plans for 38 North Development. Teresa?
Okay, so in your packet, the agenda item says we have the preliminary plans for 38 North Development. And this is the residential development that's going right east of Maple Pass that we discussed a couple of times. It is a residential development. They're going to have mid to larger size lots on it. You'll notice on the plans, they have kind of in the middle, they plan that as a park designation for our new park plan. So there's an area that will be dedicated to the city that we can put a new park in there. They have got their lot and blocks laid out, and that's kind of what we're looking at when we're looking at a preliminary plan. You're looking at the overall concept of the plan and basically making a recommendation, if you approve of it or not, basically. There are additional steps that need to be taken, by the developer before, they actually get going. But the first step is submitting their preliminary plans to the city, having the planning and zoning board review it, have a recommendation to the city council. City council will do final approval. Once that's done, the developer still needs to submit his engineering plans to the engineer. That's all kind of done internally. They review that to make sure it meets all our design standards and specifications. If it does that, they're able to move ahead with the development. The developer has indicated they would like to start with grading this year, kind of start on that aspect of it. So they want to start this process of moving ahead with it. City engineers have reviewed the preliminary plans. Their comments are in your packet, part of it. Most of our comments are all very general. It's just kind of labeling some stuff or, pointing this out or that. Very minor changes to their plans that the developer can easily do. The one thing, and I did note it in my report, that will probably need some more discussion is about detention ponds. And we are hearing more and more of that from developers is that, every development or significant development usually needs a detention area to hold the water runoff. So this has some detention ponds in it. It has been the city's stance to now is that we don't take them over and maintain them just because we're a smaller city. We don't have kind of the personnel or the funding mechanism for that. But like I said, as we grow and get more and more developments, we actually have had some talks about, okay, if the city would take them over, how does that look like? How do we take care of them? How do we fund them? So there has been some kind of talks behind the scenes with the mayor and some of the councils about, what do we do, because especially like a situation where this is a residential, development, a developer comes in, once he gets all those lots filled up and developed, they're out of here, so who takes on that ongoing maintenance of it, that's kind of the problem there, that, they develop it, they're gone, and who takes it on. It's kind of a different thing with a commercial development where like, say, like Central States, they have a detention pond. I mean, they're on the land though, they own the land, they can continually maintain that detention area, so it's kind of a little bit different
But
situation.
that's specific to the lot, where you're
Yeah,
looking at
exactly.
regionalized, even in commercial development, if you have a regionalized farm,
Yep,
same thing once you're done developing.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, and like, a lot of ours have been just kind of specific to the lot, but now we're running into larger developments, and, yeah.
Do we have any
you-
other detention ponds in the city? Is the one up on like Duck Circle a detention pond?
It is, they own it though, and take care of it.
on ours.
There's an HOA on that one?
There'll be an HOA.
There will be?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that, and so, and there are, and we've kind of touched base with a few cities, there are, once again, like everything else, every city does it differently, so
Right.
it's, some take them over, some don't. Some take them over if they're regional ponds, like you said, and they hook up to, their system as a whole. Some charge a maintenance fee on it, some do not, they just take them over. So like I said, we've checked with a few of them. I've kind of tasked our engineers to check, especially with the ones around here, what exactly do they do, when they take more, when they don't take. Is there any fees associated, is there not? How is it all handled? Because, like I said, once this gets, this is ultimately going to be a city council decision of, what we do with detention ponds, but give them as much information as possible so we can make a, sound decision in it. Because we'll run into this more and more, so we should probably get something in place and a policy, and like I said, some of those discussions have already started, so I think they'll just continue on with it. So basically though, for this, like I said, so in the comments, the one thing is noted on their plans is that the city would take over and maintain those ponds. As of right now, we don't have any policy where we do that, or ordinance in place to take them over. I think this board, in order to keep the development and plans moving forward, I think you can approve the plan contingent that they address the engineer comments, and one of them is figuring out that detention pond situation. That way then, we can continue our discussions and move it on with the city council to,
See how
get
that's
their
gonna
intake
go.
on that. Yeah, exactly.
Look, that was bullet point one.
Yeah, that was under
Or the
bullet
first
point
bullet
one.
point that was made.
Yeah. They also noted in their plans that the city would take over sidewalks, and we've told them that we do have an ordinance in place that the property owner, adjoining property does that, and they agree that that's how most cities do it, so they'll change the verbiage with that.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to add anything more to this?
Yeah,
So, developer is here.
I'm Brian Jans,
Yep.
Transit Corporation. A lot of times what we see in developments on residential ones, where if you're gonna make it a water feature, then a lot of times it's an HOA, that's not our intent with these, is to make them water features, parts of sewage, detention ponds. Hopefully they don't have water in them, that's the goal.
Yeah, let's go with all of them.
Yeah.
So, that's our intent, there obviously, still discussions, how that works, but understand the city requirement is not.
Okay. Anybody got anything they want to
The,
mark?
the green space in the center, would city engineering look at the grading of that? We get a grading plan?
Yeah, they've submitted grading plans.
Okay, I just didn't know if we're looking at specific fields or anything, if we would want to catch any of that in mass grading versus just getting a chunk of land and then having, if there are soccer fields or anything.
Right, I said, I guess it's gonna depend ultimately, what the city's gonna do with it. I mean, they'll have the initial grading done on it before it gets turned over.
Yep.
But like I said, if we decide to, pick up soccer fields or, I don't know, whatever playground, whatever else we put in there
Yeah,
differently,
the fine
we
grading,
may
but if
need
you're
to
looking
change
at
the grading a little
Looking at
bit.
soccer fields, for instance,
Yeah,
you want those relatively level, and that wouldn't be
Right.
difficult
yeah,
during mass grading, but it could be challenging for the city to come in later. I didn't know if
yeah.
city engineering looked at that.
I mean, I guess we've talked a little bit just between staff and with the engineer. I really see this as a park
Okay.
area, just because, we have the sports complex and soccer field. We really, east side of town, we really don't have any park. And there's going to be housing and
Yep.
children's area, I would imagine. So I see this being built out as another park for the city with playground equipment and, you know,
Okay.
stuff that kids can utilize. I did put a little blip in it, I don't know if you noticed, but there is a little portion of this on the west side that they plan to put in some storage units. Those units, the developers indicate, will just be for the residents within them. They won't be like commercial storage units, correct?
Yeah, intent would be the buffer between the multifamily is residential style storage and feed, you know, kind of like, I want to call them man caves or she sheds, but, you know, place to park a boat, stuff like that, have a residential look to them, just as a buffer between the apartments and housing, and give people in the community or in that development a place to have additional
Storage.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that's needed.
Storage.
Everybody's got a lot of stuff on the
There is
streets.
also a gas line easement, so it's, you utilize that gas.
Let's talk about setbacks. It says rear yard setback. It says 25 feet, 15 for corner lots. Is that the side setback or is that the rear?
That's our regulations.
The 15-foot
If
is,
you have a corner lot on the second street side, it
Okay.
could be 15 versus 20. yeah,
for the rear?
For the second side street.
Yeah.
And for the rear.
So on a
yeah,
corner,
for the rear, yeah.
you wouldn't
It would be,
25-foot setback on both sides, it's just, so you have your address side of your house, and then you have a side yard.
Okay. It says for rear yard, 25 foot, and then it says
if
15.
it's on a corner lot, yep, that is our regulations.
Yeah, your rear yard would still be 25, but then your side yard, it could be 15.
Yeah, so it says 50, it says it for the rear yard. That's why I'm confused, because it says it on the rear yard. Isn't that the side yard? Or is it not the, is it the rear yard? I'm so confused. Or is it 7, 7, and then a 25 and 15?
Our corner lots have that second front yard.
So you got
have
front at
your
25, then what's your side?
And then you have a reduced setback on the second street side of it,
Yeah.
which you can reduce down to 20, and then your backyard could be 15 if you have a corner lot. And that is our regulations.
Okay, that's, yeah, okay. So you're
So
you're
it's
still
not
20
normal,
off
right.
the other street. So you have
Yep.
25, 20, and 15?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Okay.
The last one would be the 7 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any other concerns with engineer comments? Other
No.
than detention pond?
No.
The rest of it looks like it's pretty straightforward, minor civil changes.
I say most can just do minor changes, yeah.
Keely, you got anything else?
Nope. Well, that's good to me.
Everything looks up to par.
Yeah, the detention area is off from that existing house down there, so that doesn't seem like a problem. Yeah, the guy that lives off 38 down there.
It's a nice layout, and especially with kind of some of the larger lots, it kind of fills a niche that
I assume those corner lots are bigger than to to accommodate for that.
Yeah, I think the smallest lot we have is half an acre.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do like seeing some larger lots.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, because we've kind of used up our
Every
larger
meeting we've been at has been how do we
lots.
get smaller and smaller and smaller lots, which is fine.
Yeah, that's
Kinda like
that's
last-
needed too.
kinda like
You
last
need a nice
meeting.
mix.
Yeah.
You need a nice mix.
But it's nice to see some larger lots come too, you know.
And then
so-
additional storage too yet. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
because the people that buy them little lots are gonna need larger lots at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, exactly.
Be the plan.
That would be,
So yeah, I do like that they are we're not sitting here trying to
Isn't
get
there a big slew of
a
them?
10-foot setback
There's
like we have on our.
Yes, yes, like our last applicant.
What about high
Nope,
rise?
they're gonna, all the setbacks are within our regulations, so no, no reductions in them.
Okay,
No complaining neighbors.
I know, yeah, well, maybe, you never know right there on that part. All right, I will look for a recommendation to city council to approve the preliminary plans for the 38 North development with the additional comments made by our city engineers.
I'll second it.
Somebody first.
You just said
Yeah,
that.
well,
I'm looking for a motion.
Oh, I thought you made a
I
motion.
can't tonight.
no,
Oh, you
you gotta
can't.
make the motion.
I
You
can't
can
make all,
make- you
I
can make
can't
the
say all
first
those
one.
words.
I got the words done, so
You got
I
the
just want to say
words
Exactly what he
ditto.
said, and I'll make the motion.
I will make a motion to approve the 38 North development with all the comments from the engineers.
So got first, Tim, you second it?
I'll second it.
Okay.
That's it, okay.
Do we need to vote on it, Teresa?
Yes, you do.
All right, is there any further discussion before we vote?
This will address the detention pond conversation then? Or
Well,
that's
it'll-
part
it'll-
of the.
The engineer comment says that, you know,
Yeah.
right now, we're not taking over the detention pond, but I guess that's a conversation that's gonna have to be held with the city council, yeah. Because our regulations right now don't
Address.
give us that avenue.
But you could take them over, is what you're saying.
That will be a decision for the council. Don't put me up to go.
But you could.
But you don't have to.
But right.
All right, is there any further discussion? All right, we will go to vote. Anderson?
Yes.
Graham?
Yes.
Espinoza?
Yes.
Wheelie? Yes. And I am a yes.
Okay, perfect. We'll move on to city council then.
Boom. Perfect.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. All right, we will move on to number 7, updates. Teresa?
Just got me here tonight.
Yeah.
Paul is gone. This is the Kyle's meeting. I do have a quick little update from Paul since he had to be, attend one of his kids' functions, but he can be still an update. There are 7 single-family homes permits, it's not the same ones that have been open so far, and 2 twin homes. As far as commercial permits, Quick Star still plans to start work in the spring. Their permit has been issued, as you know. They did do a framing on the restrooms at the city park. And 1095 Root Trail, they're looking at doing interior finish work on that. Plus 1205 North Oak, so that's that second building, which is in the HADF's development. They did a pre-final inspection. There was a few things that still need to be taken care of before they final that one out. There. And then he also wanted to comment, at last meeting when he wasn't here, question came up of how that property on Munton First Street, that kind of older house, what progress has been made on that. So a few weeks ago, he did send out a letter. He looked through and went through the different code violations on it, and sent a letter to the owner. Did not really get a reply, but this week when Paul was in, he was able to, by phone, get a hold of the owner. Said he did receive the letter. Couple of the immediate code issues, like there was some parking on the grass there, and whatnot, some things he had to correct right away, he has taken care of. But the long-term plan for that house, he has been made aware of that we have got this new zoning district. He came to me like a couple of years ago wanting to put like a twin home on that, which would be great, a lot better than what's on there. I said, his lot wasn't quite big enough to meet our regulations. I said, you'd have to get a variance at that point. He was gonna, look at some plans, see what he's gonna do, and I never really heard anything from him again. He has been notified that we do have the new zoning district, which his lot would fit in now, because he would be able to meet the area, because he was able to meet with the plan that he wanted, his setbacks, and everything, it was just a lot area, so with that lot, if we would rezone it, so he is going to contemplate bringing plans again to the city for review, seeing about getting it rezoned and actually demolishing that house that's there and putting like a twin home on it. So that would be a good improvement for that lot versus trying to fix this up a little bit and that and still having an old dilapidated house on it. So he said he was going to make contact with the city in the next few weeks and look at doing that. So that's where we're at on that.
And is that garage that's right beside it with the garage door laying on the ground?
Yeah, it's laying on
Pickup
the
stuck
pickup.
inside, that's all part of the same
That's
establishment?
his lot, yep.
And we're okay with the garage door hanging loose like that?
I think it's on the ground now. I think that was part of the correction, is they just took it off, and I think it's on the ground now.
Unless it just moved it, because I drove by there 2 days ago and it was still on the ground.
No, that's what he's saying, she thinks that he put it on the ground, that it was.
Yeah.
Well, it's been laying on the ground for a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Before it was laying on the truck that was in the garage.
Okay.
I think to comply with this, he took it off and put it on the
You pulled
ground.
it out into the grass.
What was the address of that one again, Teresa? Sorry, was it Munt?
Muntin First
It's
Street.
right by the old Catholic church.
Yeah, right south of the old Catholic church around there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We don't really have a regulation against a garage door laying in the grass, you know?
Well, we have regulation about vehicles on the grass.
We do
and
about
I don't know
vehicles.
about garage doors that fall off.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Well, it's a carport now.
There you go. Now it's a fixed it. There you go. So hopefully, yeah, you'll work that. So those are his updates. Just from mine, just a couple things I wanted to point out, or just one kind in particular. I've been working with Kyle. Kyle's been kind of calling around to the other cities. Like I said, we plan to come to the council, probably at our council, the planning and zoning board at our next meeting and kind of do a review of the fees we charge for building permits. Not saying that we need to change them or that we're out of line and whatnot. It's just that we haven't done it for probably 8 years. It's probably time to just kind of compare with other cities, see where we're at, make sure we're still comfortable with what we're charging, if we need to increase them, decrease them, adjust it, you know, whatever that may be. I think it's just good to get before the board and just so we make sure that we're all comfortable that of where we're at is good, or if we need to make some adjustments. So we'll have that planned for you for the next meeting. I think he's got a hold of most of the cities except for a couple, he's kind of waiting on some information, but should have that by next meeting. Otherwise, the rest of my updates are in the packet if you have any questions for me.
That sidewalk ramp that's moving forward? Or
The
design on
trail,
that?
yep.
On the-
So, we took forever to get the go-ahead, the notice to
Yep.
proceed from the state. That took forever, but we finally got that. You probably noticed a bunch of flags out there, so they're surveying it now and then working on the design to kind of get that all moving forward. So we hope to still, this year, still be able to get it bid and done.
Is that
You know,
on
once
the north
the,
side of Mickelson or on the south side?
it'll be on the south side.
South side of Mickelson?
Just continues like the
From-
10-foot wide sidewalk that's already there,
Yep.
Yep,
all the way down to,
the
To
Turtle
the,
Creek
to the new
development.
Turtle Creek development?
Yep,
yeah,
Okay.
yep, so that'll be a nice addition, so.
maybe they could throw in the sidewalk on the north side there as well.
Hmm.
They could throw in a chunk of sidewalk on the north side when they're coming through.
Wish we could, I wish we had, that's a good way.
Yeah, speaking of sidewalks, I had a question about Ryan's new building up here. There are no sidewalks on any side of his new building. Ryan Pressler. The repair shop, the car repair shop.
ATS?
Oh,
Yes.
ATS, over there, you're, I'm thinking, what building's gone, I'm trying to think.
Up on, over there by the building center. There
So,
are no sidewalks around his building.
I know, he put that in before it was required sidewalks, and all he did was do an addition on it, he didn't put, he put an addition onto an existing building there, so. That building has actually been there for a long, long time, the old
The old
part.
part.
But they
Sure.
did an addition on it, and they recited it and whatnot, so.
Sure. You know,
So it
we don't
wasn't,
make
it wasn't a new construction, yeah.
That wasn't new construction?
No.
Not for the.
It looked like new
nothing.
construction to me.
He added on.
He added on,
Well,
yeah.
5 huge bays.
Yeah?
I think Typically though, it was a developed lot, it's not in a developed lot. So,
Yeah.
and those are some things that hopefully the mayor and his new approach to sidewalks, his new committee will need to address, because there are a few things in our ordinance that it is what it is, and I know they're looking at doing some ordinance changes, but so, it'll be addressed.
Okay.
Questions?
Did you guys find, was there any of those, I know last time we were here, we talked about whatever House bills and Senate bills. Have them went any further out in here?
None of them are finalized
Okay.
yet on it, yeah, they're kind of still sitting in committees and need to go to votes yet, so,
Okay.
yeah. I think, if I remember right, they did make one change to the one about, the one that's not gonna require permits for roofing and siding or whatnot. I think they added back in that they are gonna require the roofing, and maybe they had already done that last go around with us, I can't remember if this is a new update or not, or if that was already last time, so they're gonna add back in, or the committee wants to add back in, you are gonna need it for roof, but not for siding now, and like new fences. So, now, that's just what the committee's gonna do, whether that passes or goes through, I don't know yet.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? Look for a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Should get paid extra for all those motions I made tonight. I'm exhausted.
At least it was a shorter meeting.